Alright everyone, welcome to what will hopefully be the first in a series of videos, not necessarily relating to Sea of Thieves, but it is, I suppose, a maiden voyage in a way, for what I think will be a fun series for me to do. I'm debating on the name, but I think we'll get there in time. Hopefully I'll have an idea by the end of the day. So, I just wanted to say thank you very much. Consider liking, leaving a comment, subscribing. And today, I'm just going to see if I can talk for a little bit over the sounds of some peaceful fishing. You might see here that we're doing safer seas because it's been about a year and a half since I've played this game. So I didn't want to try and handle recording while also trying to figure out how to play this game again. But yeah, so let's go on ahead and see if we can get the game rolling. And yeah, while we're getting set up here, let's go ahead and alright, I don't remember what button it is to hold, so hopefully that'll do its part. Alright, and we'll go ahead and hit that set sail button. And so while we're loading and getting ready, I'll go on ahead and talk a little bit about what I intend to do. A little bit of background, maybe. And kind of why we're doing safer seas for this. So, you might have seen I've made a few videos for Minecraft. If not, that's okay. But, ooh. Oh dear. Nope. Wasn't ready for that. Cool. Glad to see it. So, interesting. Oh, is it going to give me all my... Might be about to give me all my stuff. Oh no. Oh no. Well, we're just going to let it do its thing. Okay, cool. So, anyway, apologies. So, kind of what I'm thinking with this, and other stuff like it. So, right now we're playing Sea of Thieves because it just sounds like the fun thing to do, but in the future, other games might be used for this effectively, I guess you could call it a blog? Video diary, almost? I don't know what you want to call it. But in effect, what I want to do is just kind of talk about some of the stuff I have in mind, kind of unfiltered, right? Kind of just, I guess, go, right? On that, could be about various topics. Could be any amount of information. Hard for me to think of things to talk about for about 2 hours, but I want it to be unscripted. Just kind of whatever sounds right. So I suppose that the reason for wanting to do this is just because it's something I've had on my mind for a while, but wasn't sure how I wanted to implement it. Recently, started trying to make videos and do streams. And after getting a bit of input, friend on an X post, or Twitter, right? X, formerly known as Twitter. It kind of gave me the idea to just go ahead and do it. So, oh right, these are all going to be locked. So I figured, why not combine the two? Recommend to hide on shifts. Oh lord, there's so much stuff that I'm not familiar with at all. This game has changed so much in the year and a half. Almost 2 years since I've played it. So that's going to be its own deal. But anyway, I wanted to combine the two things. I was going to give my unfiltered thoughts and opinions on miscellaneous things, while also playing games. Because it's what I do. I'm a gamer. I've been gaming since I was 4 years old and have no immediate intention of stopping. So I might as well find a way to turn that into content, right? Seems to be what a lot of content creators like doing. They apologies, whatever you want to call it. That's why I struggle a little bit with talking for, 2 hours. That's a lot. For someone as introverted as I am. But that's okay. I guess that's conveniently enough part of why I'm here. I will be more than happy to go over that in time. So my apologies. I'll just take too long here. This is, like I said, this is in safer seas, so we don't have to worry about any enemy players, which I don't really want to do this time. In fact, I kind of want to go on ahead and see if I can get to some safer shores. So let's go on ahead into the map. And let's just make our way over somewhere fun. Oh, the Lonely Isle seems like a great place to start. Start heading west. Alright. Go ahead and raise the anchor. Yeah, while we're traveling, I guess I'll kind of go over some background stuff. So you might know me. If you know me in person, you probably know me as Beber. If not, Beber the Blue is fine. Beber also works. I am not picky about choice of names. I typically am a pretty relaxed individual. Not really concerned with a lot of things. I figure that seems like a great thing for me to, I feel like that can be pretty bad for someone who's trying to quote-unquote make content, right? It seems like it's not uncommon for people in current day to be, high energy, excitable people, and that's fine, right? I'm definitely not here to throw shade or step on any toes. That's never been my way. But it does mean that I probably am not quite average Which, you know, could be a good thing, or a bad thing, depending on your viewpoint. But hopefully, after today, I can give you a little bit of an idea of why. Hopefully, what you hear is nice enough that you feel like coming around for more, because I would greatly appreciate it. So, as stated, I've been gaming since I've been like 4 years old. I've been, I guess, obsessed with games is a decently appropriate way to put it. They've been a very important part of my existence. And just all the time I'm playing games, one way or another. If I'm not playing games, as I've now gotten older, I'm still watching videos of games. I fall asleep to the sound of games. I've actually been listening to a combination of Minecraft scenario playthroughs and speed runs of Super Metroid. They are effectively my lullaby. And I wouldn't have it any other way. So, that's kind of what brings me here today, in a sense. I am looking to not be the people that I listen to and fall asleep to. That's not... I have no desire to be someone else or to try and copy someone else. But I feel like, and maybe it's a very niche audience, very small number of people probably, or it might be a small number, it could be several. For all I know, I might be hitting a very specific niche and could blow up from this, but I feel like I am not alone in that there's some number of people who aren't necessarily looking for flashy, exciting, kind of slot machine content where there's things flashing on screen all the time. There's notifications, there's drama, just all this wild stuff. Right? Not everything needs to be exciting. So, what I am imagining is content that's not necessarily like ASMR, right? I'm not about that. But some people, I think, want to rest and relax with some low effort content. I say low effort, no, that's not correct. Low energy, right? Stuff that they don't need to... Stuff that's not trying to grab all of their attention. Some supreme grand narrative that requires them to focus on it. It's not been what I necessarily want. What I want is videos that people could reasonably fall asleep listening to. You could say it's because it's boring, but I don't think it's necessarily boring so much as it's background noise, right? You aren't obliged to pay attention to everything that's happening. You can just kind of listen and relax a little bit. Like maybe grab some kind of tasty food, right? I think that's something that people do is, I know I do it, is they'll get food and then they'll want to turn on like a video or something that's like an hour or so long, and just listen. You know, watch, I guess, technically, right? They do watch what's happening, but it's not anything crazy. And that's kind of where I am. I'm not very, I don't really need my videos to be like this Mr. Beast YouTube algorithm. I don't even know the proper word for it. Just this excitable content that is trying to appeal to this, like, wide variety of people. I, for one, just want to relax and enjoy my meager snacks in peace. And that this seems like one good way to start. It's playing some Sea of Thieves. I feel like this is it's got its exciting moments, for sure. But in my experience, this game is very slow-paced, very low energy throughout most of it. A lot of the game kind of looks like what we've been seeing so far. In fact, this is probably some of the more exciting stuff lately, just because of these waves. And it seems like as good a place to talk about kind of what I'm thinking of going forward as any. Be fast approaching the island. Yep. Just about there. Once we get there and we're not so focused on making sure we don't crash into a rock or get attacked by a shark or something like that, I'll be able to talk a little bit more about the stuff that's actually on my mind. Instead of, I guess, small talk. So, ooh, speaking of rocks, okay, we're good. And the wind and the waves are so strong, making it very hard to stay on track. Oops. Oh. Didn't mean to do that, but how it goes. Yep. Hole in the ship, I know. Yes, it's been 100,000 years since I've done this. I know. Okay, let's make sure we get off the land. Check the weapons. Oh wow, there is a lot more stuff than what I'm familiar with. Double barrel, throwing knives, grapple gun, blowpipe? Wow. I mean, I might as well go on ahead and get some of that. Alright, let's do. Press to fire a grapple gun, use it to move, grapple around the environment, or pull objects and other pirates towards you. Wow. That is so cool. Actually, that is I don't know how much people are familiar with this game from 2.5 years ago, or not 2.5, a year and a half ago. But that's pretty cool, actually. I like that a lot. So we'll probably come back to that. Right now, just going ahead and re-equip this. and we'll get started. Oh, got ourselves a bit of a storm. First things first, enough of that. Went ahead and get rid of this snake because it's being annoying. Alright. Now, we get to do the main thing. Fishing. I keep an eye out on that storm too. So, right. Now while I try and remember how to do this. So, while we're sitting here fishing, suppose I can talk a little bit about my content ideas. So yes, as I stated, I am one to enjoy some of this lower energy, non-stressful content. And I know that's not an everybody thing, right? Not everybody seeks that kind of relaxation. But I think there's got to be more people like me in that regard. There has to be some people who are just looking to relax, right? And I think that's not a problem, right? There's definitely nothing wrong with people wanting exciting content, but I suppose the reason why I'm doing this the way that I am and talking about it is that I want to make content that I would enjoy. Best way to put it. And I want to make stuff that I would want to fall asleep to, maybe. Right? Kind of stuff that's just very casual in how it works. Okay. Oops. The stuff that's very casual in how it works and very laid back. Doesn't necessarily need to follow any sort of grand scheme. Very, kind of work it as you go kind of deal. Among that, just kind of talking about what I've got in mind. So, I suppose with that mentioned, something I'm kind of thinking of with this, sort of what brought me here today. I made an X post talking about how my content is going to be low effort and low energy. I am not experienced with using video editing software of any kind. I don't really follow the algorithm, quote unquote. I'm just not terribly experienced. And that seems to have elicited a response that I think does not adequately reflect my feelings towards content creation. So I, of course, made this post saying that, I'm looking for some ideas for low effort content, low energy content. Kind of talked about doing something kind of like this. I was told, you shouldn't call your stuff low effort, right? You should be confident in your content, right? Put out that confidence, right? Into the world, right? It's your content, right? You gotta back it up, and I agree. I agree with the idea that you should back up the content you make, right? You should not want to make something that's garbage or then not defend it. Oh, crap. I can get that. But the reason why I bring this up is that I suppose I could say I'm a realist, right? I'm very truthful in the way that I see and describe things, and that's sometimes to a fault. I'm not a marketing kind of person, right? It is hard for me to make something that has objectively low qualities, like, you know, unedited video that has middling microphone input, probably has some video errors, right? It's far from perfect. But that seems to be how content works, right? I think that is a universal truth, right? That's part of the game. And someone who is not experienced, when they're first making content, it's pretty much always going to suck by some objective measure, right? I am fully confident in saying that my Minecraft videos are not great. But for me, the vote of confidence, right? The backing that I give to stuff like the Minecraft content, and the stuff that I'm going to be giving for things like these, I guess, video diaries, if that's what you want to call them, is that the microphone quality might not be great. There's probably not going to be crazy animations or custom songs or anything like that, right? There's almost nothing special about them. But my vote of confidence is that they're mine, right? It doesn't matter that they're not particularly good by objective measures, right? It does not matter that I don't have the best microphone or a bunch of custom imagery or these little alerts for my streams or anything like that. For me, the sign, the stamp that I am confident in what I've done is that I've made it at all, right? Regardless of the objective measures of quality, it still is my name, right? It is on my channel. I put it out there. And unfortunately, it kind of fell to either I just put it out there without putting a bunch of extra effort into it just to make it happen. Oops. Where am I on fire? I either do that to make it happen, and put something out there, which I can then work on over time, or I don't do it at all. I'm not necessarily a perfectionist, but I definitely suffer from knowing that there's things that could be done to make it better, I guess. Right? There's editing that could be done. And if I were to try and edit down everything, not only do I think it would make it take much longer, which I don't necessarily have a bunch of extra time to do, but it also decreases my desire to do it. I'm all up for, right, I think it is a great thing that people do editing, right? I think that it is art, right? And it is definitely a reflection of how much people care. But I think I do a lot better raw and unfiltered. Even if I'm making kind of circular statements, I guess, right? If I talk about the same thing multiple times, or I kind of go silent for a little bit and come back to it, or even if I accidentally miss things that I wanted to talk about but forgot in the moment. I don't think I'm particularly good with a script, and I don't think I'm particularly good with trying to edit things and make them quote-unquote perfect. So, yes, they are low effort and low energy, and you know, I can acknowledge that, right? They are my videos. I will be the first person to tell you that, you know, there's nothing particularly special about them. But what does make them special to me is that they are mine. And I had fun making them. And it doesn't particularly matter to me if I get 1 view or 100 views, or if I get, you know, 10 comments or no comments or anything like that. What matters to me in this particular moment is that I made it. I put it out there. It exists. Has my voice in it. And so, kind of circling back, that is my confidence that I put into my videos and into the streams, is that even if they aren't perfect, and even if no one's watching, they are mine, and I will continue to make them for the foreseeable future. Alright, now that the rain has died down, we can kind of go back to fishing, I think. And I would want to. I've never been much of one to, like, watch streamers. In a sort of pseudo-irony, I guess, right? I've started trying to stream, but I don't really watch streamers. I'll watch VODs right after the fact. But it just kind of falls back to what I was talking about, where it's just never been... I've never sought that direct interaction with streamers or anything like that. I've never really wanted to watch a stream or interact with chat, which is probably not the best thing to say since I'm trying to stream, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I won't do it. I feel that needs clarification. It's not that I just, like, refuse. It's not that I hate it. It's that the content that I enjoy and that I want to try and make, by extension, is content that is, I guess the best way to put it, what I want. That might have input from other people, right? Like, you know, I want to... I enjoy when other people enjoy things, I guess is the best way to put it. But I think that I would classify success at the moment for me as doing something kind of like what one of my friends described not too terribly long ago, where they had me on in the background while they were doing something else, right? I was not the forefront of what they were doing, right? They weren't paying that much attention to what I was doing. I was just kind of there, as background noise, right? I know people do that for music a lot. And to me, what I would love the most is effectively just being background noise, right? Something to fall asleep to. something to, maybe think about, right? Maybe I'll say something profound that you might not have thought about had I not said it. Or perhaps I'm simply living in your walls, as it were. And, sorry, I'm trying to focus on this fish and not break the line, but, and effectively, trying to, just kind of exist in the background. Something that might help with understanding this thought process. I think a lot of people that I know, that know me, would describe me as a bit of a wallflower. I don't really say a lot. Which, if you've been listening to the way I talk, that might make sense. I don't usually say too much on the day-to-day. I typically just kind of exist in the background, and might say something if it piques my interest, or if I get asked a question. But usually I'll just kind of exist and let people go on about their lives. And I think that's where I'm most comfortable, when I'm not the spotlight. And so that's kind of what I think leads me to enjoying this kind of content, and leads me to try and make this kind of content, where I am not the forefront or the center of a person's life. I think that having things going on in the background is great, and I think going to sleep with stuff like this going on in the background is great. But I can't say for sure that there has been a video where I've been distinctly focused on the narrative of it for a while. There's been a couple where they've been like, 30 to 40 minute episodes that I've been paying some attention to, but I couldn't, repeat to you distinctly what happened in a given episode. It's been a very long time since I've been into, episodic TV shows as well. And I couldn't tell you exactly why. It's just never been my speed to do that. Even for the Minecraft videos that I'm thinking on it, right now, ones that I have on there, I've got, I think, 8 or 9. I've got 8 of them, and that just seems, even that just seems like, more than I might typically pay attention to. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, right? There's something about, kids these days and their short attention span, right? I don't think it's necessarily an attention span thing. I think it's just a matter of the way that I consume content has kind of bled into how I play the games and record videos. So I figured that I might as well try something like this instead. Now, as far as why I have chosen to talk so much in this video compared to the Minecraft ones, is that something I've thought about for some time is I wonder what that is effectively not video essay, and it's certainly not it's nothing special, I don't think. But effectively a vlog, or a diary, or whatever you want to call it, where I just kind of go over my unfiltered thoughts and opinions on stuff. And in my mind, it was going to be very unscripted. It could be a lot of words, it could be not very many, right? I don't think assigning myself to having some arbitrary content quota is good for how I want to do things. So, for a video such as this one, it could be the first in a series, right? I'd like to think that I could keep doing stuff like this. Going a little bit outside of my comfort zone and talking a lot more than I normally do about just whatever. Right? Because I typically don't talk very much at all. And I feel that I actually have some moderately profound thoughts and opinions on things. It's part of why I chose to respond, technically. And I'm not directly... I'm referencing the Twitter post about confidence in my content. I'm not, like, directly calling it out. I'm not throwing any kind of shade, which should not be... This should not be considered throwing shade, right? This is me articulating my thoughts on that subject in more than the, whatever it is, like 300 character limit that X allows. And I think that would be something fun to do for several topics. And you know, that doesn't just have to be on Sea of Thieves, right? It can be any number of games that kind of give you plenty of time to exist, I guess is the best way to put it. And plenty of time to vibe. And then, of course, Sea of Thieves has more to offer than just fishing for 2 hours. There's plenty of adventure to be had. So, doing one video like this, or maybe more, is far from the only thing I want to do. I would really like to, honestly, just record gameplay. And maybe occasionally talk about stuff that's on my mind. Preferably not current events. Current events, in general, seems to be a nightmare. And I do not particularly wish to engage in that kind of content, I'm afraid. It simply does not appeal to me. And I don't think it would really appeal to the type of content that I enjoy listening to either. So, that's the good news. If you're worried that I'm going to start talking about current events and the current thing, no. I have no intention of doing that. Probably not even on other social media. It's just not appealing. But, you know, I could talk about things such as, what do you want to call it? Kind of the state of gaming, or on concepts such as, you know, how I feel about some bigger topic, such as, you know, relationships, or media, or behaviors. you know, I am not skilled in any of those areas. I am no psychologist. I am no artist. I am just a guy. Pretty average dude. At least I think I am. You know, I'm sure there's plenty of people who say, you know, you're special. I think you can be special and be average. But I think that's another topic for another time. I'm straying a little bit away. Like I said, I'm not trying to constrain myself, right? These are unfiltered thoughts, but I think keeping myself to one topic is probably the way to go. And I think that content is probably a decent enough topic for one day. So, getting back to content, kind of what I'm hoping to do going forward. Suppose part of what I should mention is that, and it kind of goes back into that confidence debate as well. Debate, it's not really a debate. The confidence discussion is, it is certainly a fun thought to think that, you know, in 6 months or a year or something like that, I could be doing stuff like this and making money, right? That I think is the dream for a lot of people whenever they do something like this, is trying to make money, streaming, playing games, doing stuff like that. You know, that's cool, right? It is a fun thought. But I don't think it behooves me at the moment to think about doing stuff like this, playing games like this, and talking about whatever I feel like talking about with the express intent of trying to make money off of it. Right? Like I said, it is a fun thought, right? It would be cool, I guess, is the way I think of it. Like, to me, if a year from now I'm able to buy a month of groceries off of, like, donations or subscriptions, or I don't really want to do ad revenue, right? I really wouldn't want to do ads, because I think that kind of defeats the purpose of why I'm playing these games the way that I am, and talking the way that I am. I feel like ads are not very relaxing. I definitely don't enjoy ads. I know people do the ad blocker stuff and all that, and, you know, that's fine, but I would rather just not even think about ads at all, at least for the time being. So it would be nice to one day be able to make money by doing all this, but that is not currently something that I have on my docket. I make these videos and I talk like this because it's fun. I just have been enjoying it. It has been something to do. Something to keep my mind occupied. Something to look forward to when I'm doing my regular 9-to-5 work. Right? It is something exciting. Something that's mine. Something creative. And I think I'm okay with it staying that way. I'm not much of a, I guess, growth-oriented individual. I didn't go into this, making these videos, and even this video by itself, thinking, like, what am I going to do to make it better in the future? That's not in my current capacity of knowledge. I felt like doing it. Kind of I guess a mantra in a way that I've had for myself lately is I've been going with press the damn button. And kind of the way I've been thinking about that is that I definitely suffer from overthinking, kind of making the worst scenario for myself, and kind of putting myself in this situation where I'm worried about the effects that something I do will have if I don't do it a certain way. So I effectively end up not doing it out of effectively a fear of failure. And that's kind of get back into, you know, everything comes back around. It's all circles. Everything is circles. That's where we kind of get back into the idea that you know, it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to have all of the bells and not going to have good editing. Stay hydrated, folks. Not going to have all that pretty stuff. It's just gameplay and some talking. And so far, I've enjoyed doing that a lot more than when I tried to plan out what I was doing and think about editing it and changing it. It's just been more fun. I've been more inclined to do it at an overall better quality of experience, right? That is reflected by the fact that I did it at all. Reason why, because instead of thinking too hard about what I want it to be and how I'm going to try and improve it or do things differently, I have just kind of done as the mantra described. I pressed the damn button. I started recording. Just said words. I hit the create button on YouTube and uploaded it. I didn't worry about having the perfect thumbnail or a catchy title. I didn't think too hard about how long the video was or who was going to watch it, if anyone was going to watch it. I just did it, and it was fun. Hiccups, right, as to be expected. There's always going to be technical glitches, right? Things are never perfect, but it was enjoyable, and it was something to do. It is an activity that I was able to do by myself, without being supported by other people, that I can do kind of at my own speed. And it really doesn't matter if it doesn't follow the traditional lines of success, I suppose. It certainly hasn't followed the traditional lines of success. But I've been happy with it. The only thing I can really say about it is that currently, I don't know that I would watch it. And mostly that's because I don't know that I would watch myself. Which probably sounds worse than it is, right? They're already my thoughts. Why would I listen to myself talk? I know a lot of people really enjoy listening to themselves talk, whether they want to admit it or not, right? People love to talk about themselves. I don't. I do not typically enjoy talking about myself. Really, this is kind of the, I guess, exception to that rule, right? I am not so much talking about my past and personality, so much as I'm just kind of letting unfiltered thoughts run and going with that. Even now, at approximately 55 minutes in, I'm feeling the effects on my throat. Stay hydrated. Yeah. If you've been listening along so far, now that it's about an hour in, I greatly appreciate that. If you've been listening to me fishing and wondering why the heck is this guy still talking, don't worry, this is probably not what everything when I'm playing something like Sea of Thieves is going to be like. It's definitely a game that I want to play some more of. But, you know, not every gaming session has to be some deep, profound intellectual conversation. There doesn't have to be some deeper meaning behind the things that are going on in life. Sometimes you just have fun, right? You know, two girls just want to have fun or something like that. That's what games are. Games are fun. So, I guess segueing off of that, the types of content that I want to do, you know, I would like to keep it kind of low energy. I guess I'm trying to not use the word low effort, but raw. I think raw sounds correct. That's the cool way to describe it. Very raw, very unedited, unscripted. And chill is kind of what I'm hoping to make. That Twitter post that I was referencing earlier, something else, some other ideas that I had were a game called Core Keeper, a you know, survival crafting game, like everything else, but I'm not completely blind to it. I've seen a little bit of gameplay for it, but it seems like a really fun game. It's a survival crafter, but there's objective, right? It's not just a straight sandbox. It's not unlike Terraria, which is another really good game. So that's kind of a game that I've been thinking of. Another one that I've been thinking of is doing an illiterate, I'm calling it illiterate Skyrim run. Which is going to be about like it sounds. I'm going to add some extra modifiers, but the key thing that I wanted it to be was no reading of any kind. Really, it's going to effectively be no magic, because magic is learned from tomes. So, can't really use most magic. Obviously, you get a couple spells at the start, but I don't even want to use those because they're bad. So, wouldn't even be worried about those. And effectively, part of the reason why I wanted to do it that way is, you know, the meme for Skyrim is that no matter what you do, all things lead to Stealth Archer. So I thought, instead of, you know, try to be insert combination that's been done 100,000 times that ends up leading to Stealth Archer, why not simply be a Stealth Archer? I probably won't be straight Stealth Archer. I'm probably going to be a combination of... I'll figure it out when it's actually time for it. But I do know that another limitation I was thinking of, I was probably going to cap out how strong the bow and arrows get, instead of going straight into like Daedric or Dragonbone or whatever, just because bows, I think people can agree, bows and arrows are pretty overpowered. Maybe not overpowered, but overtuned in Skyrim. I think that providing a limitation on how strong it can get is probably a good way to kind of temper that. But that's to be determined. Just to kind of give you an idea of what I'm looking to do. I obviously also want to do more of Sea of Thieves. I say I haven't played this game for almost 2 years. Part of that's just because as I've gotten older, it becomes harder and harder to commit time to a game that, you know, is so non-narrative, I guess is the best way to put it. There's just, it's kind of a what you see is what you get kind of deal, which is not necessarily a problem. But, you know, progression in Sea of Thieves is, it takes longer than a game that's like on the Switch by a wide margin, but there's not really a whole lot happening for a lot of it. So, what's the best way to put it? It takes a very long session to make any significant progress in Sea of Thieves. And a lot of that progress really doesn't change a whole lot. It's largely cosmetic, right? Almost everything in Sea of Thieves is cosmetic changes. There's really no like combat progression or skill progression or anything like that other than like, you know, personal skill. And any sort of like non-standard upgrades you get are temporary. They don't stay with you whenever you log out. So things like staves or this food that I'm catching or anything like that, none of that will stick around when I log out. So it's just been hard to, especially when, you know, I like everybody else who plays games on Steam, have just a pile of games that I haven't played. It's just hard to commit so much to a game like Sea of Thieves. But there are several aspects of it that I greatly enjoy, and I would love if doing these videos and everything kind of gives me a good excuse to play it more. You can say, you're right, I don't need the excuse, I can just play the game, but it really can be hard to justify spending so much time on a game like this, especially considering right now I'm doing safer seas, so that I can also focus on talking and recording, but this is like only a portion of the real game, right? A lot of the real game involves other players, and I am not very good at things like PvP. So, I'm sure it'll be very funny to watch me get bodied by someone, right? I'm sure that would be a great time, but I think that on average, that's probably, what's words I'm looking for? That's probably a little bit harder to work with when I'm doing something like this, where I'm talking. So, I think number one, we're going to go here so we can sell some of these fish now that it's about an hour in. I have lost my train of thought, and we'll get it in eventually. Yeah. Fortunately, we're going to take effectively a brain break, I guess is the best way to put it. I'm going to go sell some of these fish, and with that I might be able to think of some more stuff to talk about. You know, I kind of want to talk about stuff that I'm thinking of. I don't necessarily want to feel obliged to do so, but I do think this is better when I am... I think what I'm wanting to do with this can be better articulated. Once again, to hopefully have you all come around. So, one, want to go faster. For two, kind of want to divide the moments where I'm talking a lot and kind of focusing on interacting and separate them from kind of the completely relaxed low energy gameplay, I guess is the best way to put it. I want to kind of keep A with A and B with B, if that makes sense. We're playing Sea of Thieves for this, but for other times it might not be Sea of Thieves, it might be something else. I think I want to keep it separate. So, obviously, you know, things can change. Maybe this is just the best game for that, but, you know, it doesn't have to be that this is the only thing that I can do that with. There's presumably plenty of opportunities to do other things. And of course, well, thank you, game. There is going to be more videos after this, of course, right? Like I said, I'm not necessarily looking to go too crazy with like content ideas or like crazy plans or I guess burdening myself with different projects. I just want to make my gameplay exist, I guess is the best way to put it. And this is one such example where I am not only making my gameplay exist, doing something I want to do, which in this case is play some Sea of Thieves, but I'm also talking about stuff on my mind and kind of going over stuff that I'm thinking about. It just happens to be a very convenient marriage of the two topics. So, you know, ideally, stuff like this will become more concise and thought out with time, right? Kind of goes back to the, you know, nothing's perfect at first. I'm not thinking that this is perfect by any means. I am totally okay with that. But it is true. There's just not... what do you want to call it? This is very raw and unfiltered and is just me playing the game. So... sorry, I'm delivering fish. also have to forgive me. I did not remember to use the restroom prior to... Probably didn't need to mention that, but... Feels unfiltered. It's just kind of how I roll. So, you know, that doesn't jive with you. Don't worry, it probably didn't really jive with me either, but this is life. So, let's see, change the menu for the next hour. I'm going to head to Twin Groves. Not. I had to make sure that's where we're going. This is a game where it can be very easy to get lost if you are not paying some attention to where you're going. Unless you've been playing it for hundreds or thousands of hours like some. It's one of those events. I don't know which one, but it was an event. Oh lord, okay. Hopefully once we get closer to the island, it'll go away. Go away, Mr. Skelly Ship. Leave me be, I'm trying to be relaxed. I think it's leaving me alone. Maybe not. Alright, well, I was thinking it was going to be relaxing. It has turned into combat. So, let's rock and roll. Right, scattershot. Nice. Probably going to be a hit. Nope, maybe not. Never mind, it's too far away. In case you're wondering why it looks like I haven't played this game in forever and am kind of sucking at ship combat, it's because I haven't played this game in forever and am sucking at ship combat. Yes, holding my ship, I know. Let's go ahead and get a slight turn. Here's the hole. Oh, where is the hole? Oh, there it is. I can't remember which button is wood. Oh, crap. Yes. Ouch. That kind of sucks. Alright, let's see. What was wood again? Oh. Yes. Stop that. That's not very nice. Cease. I said cease. That's not very nice. Decided to sneak up on me while I was trying to be peaceful. I do not appreciate this. combat is entirely unwarranted. You will be hearing about it from my commanding officer. Oops. Don't know who that is. Okay, where are you? There you are. Well, I got a hit. Stop that. Oh, he dropped my anchor for me. Cool. Oops. Feels like I'm taking on more water. Looks like it's because I am. I said stop that. Oh. Well, in case you can't tell, this game is very stressful when it decides to get real. But this is also, by most objective measures, the best part of the game. So, you know, this is something to look more forward to in later videos. Ooh. Oh. Oops. No. Not good. Hopefully this goes fast. Did not expect to get hit by a cannonball literally right out the gate. Huh. Fortunately, it is a skeleton sloop, so it's not like it's the most dangerous thing. Ouch. Honestly, at this point, the most dangerous part is just that I was unprepared. I also thought they hit me with an anchor ball. I don't know why it is not anchored. Game, I'm gonna need you to stop doing that. Definitely gonna need more wood. Stop that. I said cease. I'll be honest, I'm surprised that they are so adept. I'm used to them being very bad, but I guess also it has been, like I said, a long time since I've actually played this game. So, perhaps they got better, perhaps I got worse. Honestly, I think it is probably the latter. Sploosh. Sploosh. Yes, rocks, protect me. Okay, is there any more secret holes? Here it. Where's it? There it is. Honestly, I should probably go on ahead and get this red. Or they'll show their ugly face here shortly. There are more holes. Where am I leaking from? Gotta be coming from somewhere. That's not good. Where on earth are they? They put me through all that trouble just to leave. Sure looks like it. That's annoying. Okay. Alright, well, this was supposed to be a simple fishing video where I talked about the things that I had going on in my life and how I wanted to improve, but it looks like it is going to be a beat the heck out of some skeletons video. Miscellaneous supplies, but nothing of note. Skull. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, Lord. Oh. Crap. Man. I am so bad. Okay. Go forward while I fix this. Go forward while I fix the damage that I caused. Yes, 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 I can hear you now. Where are you? Honestly, at this point, I've probably spent so many resources, it's probably better just going ahead and disengage. Just hang out by Rum Runner Isle. Not much reason in fighting around this rock. If we're lucky, maybe the skeletons will come to us. We can deal with them then. Otherwise, I think it's better to just leave them. There they are. Those monsters. Alright. Oh, that was awful. Yes, I see the shinies, but not too worried about the shinies. Like I said, this one's more of a talking about what we got going on kind of day. So let's go ahead and undo that one. Yay! Ghosties? Now that I think about it, since I've got all those ghost ships on the backside, let's go on ahead and do it from back here. Just to make sure they don't sneak up on me. So anyway, yeah. Yeah. So kind of a wooden plank. Okay. Well, I won't say no to free wood. But anyway. Hopefully, if you've been around, you've been enjoying it so far. And hopefully what I've been saying sounds appealing. I do greatly look forward to continuing to make more videos of varying types, streaming more, not only for, well, almost entirely for my own benefit, but, you know, hopefully me looking forward to doing something on my own is something that you can also enjoy, right? I'm definitely not against constructive criticism, right? I think most people who are mature can take constructive criticism. The only concern I have for it when people talk about constructive criticism, I think a lot of people take that to mean things that they want the person to do, whether or not that actually aligns with what the person making the content wants to do, right? I'm definitely down to try and figure out, like, you know, different microphone positions, fun little graphics, stuff like that, suggested ideas, right? I'm not necessarily against. I'm more than happy to play a game that friends or really anybody suggests, because they think it would be popular, right? I have no issue with that. But, you know, I think with what I have talked about, if someone were to say, you know, you should write a script, or you should add things like, you know, goals and other noise, right, is what it is. It's visual noise. It's just not, that to me isn't constructive, right? That doesn't actually add any kind of value. Come on, Splashtail, I need you to hurry up. I think that ship has finally caught up. Come on. Come on. Come on. Sitting here trying to talk about what I got going on, and instead now I'm fighting a fish and fighting skeletons. Come on. Now is not the time to get a big burst of energy. Now's the time to get caught, so I can turn you in for Hunter's Call experience. Even if it is only a little bit. Sweet. Right now we got you. Alright, let's beat him up. Right? I'm not here just to talk. I'm also here to be better than NPCs. Very nice. How dare you? Honestly, these might be the most accurate skeleton sloop I've ever seen. Most evasive, too. Lord. Come on. There we go. Yes, yes. That is the way. Ouch. Woo. Nice hit. Oh, come on. Nice. Oh, crap. Waves are too high. Yes, hopefully this is the type of exciting content you're looking for. Oh, are they dead? Nice. No. Stuff should start floating to the surface here shortly. Yeah, there it is. Yes, yes. Look at all the shinies. Now comes the fun part, trying to get all this stuff out of there. Yes, waves, come on. Bingo. Anything else? Probably not. Doesn't look like it. Excellent. What do we get? Crate of tea, nice. Mermaid gem, always fun. Skulls. More skulls. Barnacle chest. Oh wait, no, that's a pretty good chest. Chest. And, ooh, an emerald gem. Nice. And then what's in here? Ooh. Miscellaneous supplies. Always love to see that. back here. All right. Cool. Let's go on ahead and get this over to an outpost. Get rid of it. Wouldn't be too far away. You can take all of it to one place. Might as well take it to Reapers. So anyway, now that that's out of the way, yeah. Once again, I greatly hope that what I'm offering sounds like it could be appealing. Right, I hope to... I'm assuming that as time goes on, I do more of these videos like this, that perhaps I will get better by exposure, right? Become more articulate, and a little bit better at properly describing things that are happening, where it's appropriate. Yeah. I definitely don't want to force myself into doing or saying too much because I don't want it to become a chore. But it is nice to kind of think a bit about topics that come up. And it would also be nice to just casually play these games that I have piled up that otherwise I wouldn't get to touch, but now I have a good, not only excuse to play them, but also a format that kind of limits how much I do so. Right? It doesn't have to be a set aside a day for it, play this particular game. It can just be, you know, we're playing it on stream because it's going to be fun, or we're going to make a video for it because it's going to be fun. And I think that has its own merit. I don't know how much I plan to do stuff like this where I'm talking at length. Like I said, that's just not normally... That's not my normal MO, I guess. I just don't do that. So, I'm kind of thinking that this is going to be one of those things that's kind of like, as it feels appropriate. Best way. So, you know, that could be, you know, every week. Could be once a month. I do intend to do another one at least. Right, I'm not saying that, like, this could be the only one, right? I intend to do so at some point. It's just that when is... Rarity can't be handed in to an outpost. Unbelievable. Up to this guy. Items here is only available in high seas. Lame. Unbelievable. I've been duped. But that also makes sense so that people can't get Reaper's Flame stuff without actually engaging in combat. Where was I? Yeah, no. I do intend to do more stuff like this. One way or another. I just don't immediately know when that will be. Because I also don't want to... It kind of goes back into not wanting to I guess, overcommit is the best way to put it. I don't want to try and make it a required thing for me, because I feel like that is going to reduce the quality of my thoughts on it, as well as make it into a nuisance. I do intend to try and make 2 videos a week, or at least 1, plus the streams I can do multi-stream, so not as worried about those. Interesting. So I would like to do that, but I think that's going to be much more common, that I'm just playing the game. Not in total silence, right? I'm capable of speech, but as far as, like, sort of, like, thought out, long form type stuff, that's probably going to be less common. I just want to vibe and play games. So that's probably what I'm going to do. Head and deliver this stuff, though. Just go to Sanctuary. Cool. Sanctuary's good. Back north. And yeah. So yes, you've been listening along, and what I've said sounds interesting. Definitely keep an eye out. I do, as I've said, intend to make more of these kind of like relaxing, or relaxed kind of videos. I don't necessarily know what you might find relaxing, but I do want to try and do more of this, where it's low stakes, just having a good time. And it's not going to just be Sea of Thieves, right? There's plenty of games that I want to play. Like I said, Core Keeper, Skyrim, the good stuff. But there'll be plenty of time for that. And if me kind of talking like I have sounds appealing, then definitely let me know. I think it's good for me, personally, and I think that it is something that can be good in the future, even if this one in particular was kind of, you know, scattered and not difficult to keep track of, but, you know, not very concise. I definitely kind of bounce back and forth about a lot of stuff, which, as I said, you know, might be just kind of how it goes by design, or by intent. But it has been fun, and I think it will continue to be fun. And I imagine that there's probably ways for me to improve upon it as well. I'll be real, this hour and 45 minutes of mostly talking does a number on me. It is more than I normally talk. So that's probably also a good thing for me, is to try talking more so that I can get better at it. Yeah. If you have seen some of the Minecraft stuff, you know that I try and keep some of the trivial... I try to keep... I would like to keep some of the little trivial stuff outside of the video, just because it's not going to add a whole lot. I don't think you necessarily want to sit here and watch me sell this stuff unless it's for the money value, which might be better off for like a stream. I'm certainly not against streaming Sea of Thieves. That sounds like fun. But as far as this particular video, I imagine once we get to the sea coast, that will probably do it. Because like I said, I don't think you necessarily want to see me sell all this stuff. It's not a whole lot, but, you know, also does not add a whole lot of content. So, once we dock at the seaport, I will probably do it. Till then, we can hang out for a little bit. Certainly ended up being a lot more exciting than I thought. Figured I would spend 2 hours just fishing, talking about effectively nothing. Which doesn't sound like a bad thing to me. But that could be an emerald. Once again, doesn't sound like a bad thing to me, but, you know, certainly did not go that way, and I think that's also the more fun way to do it. Right? More organic. That is what I would like to do going forward. I definitely appreciate anybody who's been sticking around, anybody who's looking forward to more stuff like this. If you haven't seen, I do in fact stream at 6 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays and 12 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays. I've missed a small handful of them due to, you know, other life things. Those are unfortunately popular times for other things to happen, but, you know, working a full-time job outside of this does that to a guy. But hopefully that doesn't deter you. Naturally, the VODs are on YouTube, as I would like it to be. As a big part of the reason for the multi-stream is so that there is a VOD saved. And yeah. Oh, is there a gem here? All things? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I've done a stupid, I've done a stupid, I've done a stupid, oh god. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh lord, oh no, I've messed up so bad. Oh god, oh jeez. Oh jeez, oh no. Oh lord, oh no, 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 everything has gone bad. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, 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 no. This is not how it was supposed to be. This was supposed to be smooth and easy. Ow! I'm not even really repairing the hull for any real reason, other than because I feel inclined to do so. Okay, well that was terrible, and awful, and horrible. What is that? It might be like a skull or something. Probably not worth much. Alright, well that was awful. We're gonna try that again. Let's go on ahead and do this first. Slow things down. Let's try that one more time. Used to be, I was pretty good at docking the boat. Not necessarily so much right now. But, you know. Such is as it is. Try this again. See if we can catch this in the meantime. Nice. Nice. Let's not crash, let's not crash, let's not crash. Sweet. Alright. Now that we are docked at the station, I greatly appreciate everyone who stuck around. Keep an eye out for the streams, keep an eye out for any further videos, and I think they've got a name. Okay. Go by Ever the Blue on here. So I think in keeping with the blue naming scheme, the Cerulean Scriptures sounds like a great name for further vlogs, I guess. That's what you want to call this. So, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. I hope to see you all again.